Hello, my name is Sean Cheney. I'm a Chief Controls Engineer for Pearson Packaging Systems. Welcome to this presentation about remote service support. In the presentation today, we'll talk about the benefits of remote service support, some of the options, and then we'll also address some of the security concerns that may be connected with remote service. Let's discuss some of the benefits of the remote service support. 1, you can quickly get your machine back up into production. 2, you can avoid service delays due to scheduling and travel time. 3, you can avoid costly service visits when possible. 4th, you can sustain operations while waiting for parts or in-person support. Let's go through these in a little bit more detail. So consider an example where a sensor on the machine has failed. In remote service support, you can connect with the service team and identify that the sensor has failed. In that scenario, that sensor may be able to be replaced, which would then avoid a service visit, which would avoid scheduling. So time and money are both saved there. And then lastly, if we're in a scenario where the part isn't available, there may be a temporary solution or workaround that could be employed while you're waiting for the parts or the people to arrive. We can shorten the time to final resolution when using remote service support. And what we mean by this is often when there's a failure in a system, it isn't just a simple failure that requires support. Often these are multifaceted and complex failures that have many different issues. And so as we discover one item and then the next and the next to find the final solution, that can be accelerated by using remote service support.
Pearson offers maximum flexibility to our customers to control when service can connect to their machines through an enabling or disabling switch, either physically on the cabinet or through the HMI.
Pearson does have continuous support 24/7. The service team has been highly trained and skilled at diagnosing and discovering issues and problems remotely so that your equipment can be back up and running as soon as possible.
In addition to the service and engineering teams, Pearson is able to reach out to an extended network of vendors and suppliers that have expertise in robotics, controls, and components that are necessary for the satisfactory performance of the system.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video chat's worth a lot more. We've used video chats to help diagnose issues remotely just by being able to identify what a problem is, or in communication with the customer, being able to help them identify parts or products or mechanisms or processes on how the system should work. So a video chat can be very useful. It does require an internet connection, whether that be via mobile data or Wi-Fi through the local plant network. In one case in particular, English was not the native language for the customer, so the video chat became very useful to be able to clarify different components on the machine and aid in the communication process. A remote Windows connection allows the service team or engineers to be able to connect to a customer's computer that's hooked directly to the machine. This provides a portal for the team to be able to examine problems on the machine, check the health of the machine, or just review the machine's performance. It really is a very nice way to be able to look at how the machine is operating and get it back up and running if there are issues. This option does require the licenses for the software packages to be able to communicate with the equipment, as well as an internet connection. A remote access router has the same benefits as the remote Windows connections. However, you are no longer required to purchase and maintain licenses for Allen Bradley software or other software required to connect to the machine. That burden is carried by Pearson, and our licenses will extend to the equipment when we are working or servicing the equipment. So that's a big benefit and a big advantage for being able to use the remote access router. It does require an internet connection and the remote access router to be programmed for that particular machine. Pearson has used remote access routers for at least the last 7 years, so this equipment is familiar and functional. It is Pearson's preferred method for connecting to equipment remotely. The camera DVR setup is an additional component that can be used in remote support. These systems typically have multiple camera views in addition to a 24/7 recording capability, capturing high-speed 30 frames per second up to a 4K resolution. The first of many benefits of this system is to allow engineers and service teams to review the operation of this system in a live stream format. Secondly, the recorded material can be reviewed and downloaded to the engineer and service team's computer and reviewed and studied in detail, even to a frame-by-frame level, so that the root cause of issues can be identified and resolved. With many days of storage capacity, you can review issues that have occurred and no longer have to wait and hope to see an issue again before you can make a root cause assignment. This one feature alone has allowed us to accelerate our solutions and get rid of pesky scenarios that were previously unidentifiable. This has resulted in much more robust systems in a much compressed time format as compared to previous work.
Pearson recognizes that security is paramount to the success for our customers. That is why we take a critical role in ensuring that security is a high priority in the design and rollout of any system that we provide. As you can see here, there are several bullet points. Let's walk through these quickly. One, only the items that are designated for remote access will be available. Second, only outbound connections can be initiated. Therefore, no inbound traffic can connect to the remote routers that are installed in the systems. Third, all the data is encrypted with a 2048-bit encryption level security. Next, security settings are customizable. For example, user passwords can be deleted or required to be reset on a rotating schedule. Two-factor authentication can be turned on, and so forth. Next, user activities are monitored by administrators. Every time an engineer or service team member logs onto a piece of equipment remotely, those actions are recorded by a third party so that they can be reviewed by both Pearson and our customers to ensure when activities took place remotely. Lastly, we've also been involved with installations that have installed a separate internet connection to ensure maximum isolation from our customers' internal networks. For more information about security, you can visit the website at ewon.biz/about-us/security. This concludes our presentation on remote service support. We hope that you have found this information beneficial. Pearson Packaging Systems is committed to providing superior service using technology for remote service support. Thank you.